What up, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere program, and we're hiding. We're hiding behind this very tall stack of research towers. Look at them. Look how tall they are. It's amazing. It's magnificent. And yeah, we're not actually consuming our research in a fast enough manner, really. We're even stacking up these green science, which has definitely not been the case in my previous playthroughs where I've done this. I just haven't built to the right capacity, but in this case, we are smashing out that green science, which is great. One of the things I might actually do is just rearrange my queue a little bit here, and put in our research speed here. I'm wondering if I can. Is there a way to make it? Can I make you one? Make you one? No, I can remove. Yeah, let's just remove everything from the queue and redo this. So we'll finish off what it's trying to do, which is our drive engine, so we can get between systems faster. And we'll just queue up a couple of these. So that will mean that we can get up to a decent research speed faster. And then, yeah, we're gonna go back to energy circuit, drone engines, communication control, inventory capacity. These are all good things, right? It's hard to pick a bad thing at the moment. Ray transmission efficiencies could be good. I think that's what I'd stacked up before. Vertical construction, the queue is full. Right, alright. Yeah, so we just got a little bit faster. Now, in the previous episode, in case you missed it, because it was a little bit later than normal last night, that we went through and did this, we did get to producing our green science, so hence those mighty fine towers there, by hooking up these 40 particle accelerators here, getting our strange matter going, and then hooking up these graviton guys. We actually don't have enough diamonds coming in to completely get that working properly. And what else did we do? We started on doing our Dyson Sphere frame, which will be a big part of today's plan and today's episode, is to continue on this kind of factory that we're building up over here. But there'll probably be some other bits and pieces cleaning up that I want to do. I know that I want more diamonds. I know that spray painting was becoming an issue, in that our proliferation chains... Oh no, it might have been solved now. Yeah, it's okay now. Alright, so that's good. Time heals all things. Pink dumbbells was a concern as well, because it's starting to run out, but I don't think it will be anymore. Basically, I just needed to set up some proliferation and upgrade these to the next tier as well, and that seems to have done the trick for us. With extra output, of course, it's probably going to need to expand, so it might expand up further towards the north here, towards this crude oil seep. And yeah, we are going to need a lot more mag rails when we get to producing our actual, or try to fill out our actual Dyson Sphere. Anyway, so that's pretty much what we did last night. But today we have the plan of continuing our research, just making sure we're queuing up things. And over here, starting to put in our inputs for our frame factory here. So we've got 3 lots of 12, making a grand total of 20, oh sorry, not 24, 48 of these things. Which is fantastic, of course. Just looking at the stone and thinking it might be a good time to hook it up and send it down there. Because I know that our stone veins were starting to disappear down here. Where was it? Here, yeah, see, our starting stone mines are almost gone. And that's our source for concrete. at least tiny amounts coming into this, but that's largely fueled from an interplanetary source. Iron reserves are slowly going down as well. Things to keep an eye on. We want to keep our mole fed. Our mole is still, you know, sitting at tier 1 as well. We could upgrade that one, for example. I feel like that would be a good thing. In fact, I think I will upgrade pretty much all of this because I'm going to be starting to do bigger and bigger builds. And so that means I'll be drawing from my mole more frequently. And it's just a good thing that if or when I'm doing that I don't have to wait at any point. So we're just going to put in those upgrades, make sure... Oh, we're out. Just make sure we're not waiting all the time for anything. This is pretty common as well, that you have to redesign and redo your factory as it grows up, so to speak. Alright, everything's looking pretty blue now. Which is good. We might also quickly upgrade our solar sails, because again, this is something that we're going to be starting to use a bit of. I had originally envisaged this solar sail factory going up further north as well. How are we going on our hydrogen and petroleum stocks? So that's alright. Petroleum is pretty much full. That's good. Just had a research complete. That would have been research speed. So at the moment it's only just drawing down the purple science stuff to do it. Fortunately we have plenty of it. And 2 very tall towers producing that. Should mean that this is all starting to start back up again over here. Most of my factories are paused at the moment as well. Just not enough demand on it, ironically. But certainly a power consumption is pretty close to the limit now, so we're gonna have to set up some more power factories, I think. As soon as this comes online, it's gonna be a problem. So, and the other part of it is that we have been wiping out our old style power inputs. So what else I'm going to do here is just run some power chains up here, because I'm probably going to be taking more and more of this offline, and I'm yet to replace it with anything, right? The other thing I was thinking of running graviton lenses up into these so that we could get extra power. Yeah, so here's the power load going over now. What's our options for power? We've got many fusion power plants. We could just do a few more of them. This is where it's set up at the moment. If we just kind of move this chain a little bit. Yeah, I think we can do that. I tell you to go up straight up. Yeah. You're not working for me. Need to go up. Still gonna need power there. Go up to the end and then cut around and cut in from there. Cut you off. You guys, I actually do not care for you anymore. Yep. Litter. All this copper gone, right? You're in the way. I'm gonna grab these. We have a lack of item, that's not surprising. It's not something I really keep on me. Four of them will be fine. In the meantime, let's pick up all this. And then just chuck it out. So it's not a real permanent solution here by any means. We're gonna have to do something better than this, but it will temporarily solve some problems. Yeah, I think we can sneak a few in here. In fact, I might just go pick up a few more. No, I don't want to pick up the whole bunch because otherwise it's going to tell it to make a whole bunch. Maybe another 4. Nearly. Cool. That should help stave off our power issues for a little bit of time. As I said, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to improve things. Back to you and just to drop that in. I feel like this is a good time to clean up our inventory as well. Just got a few things there that just don't need to be there. Not going to get rid of those graviton lenses, they are probably too valuable to chuck out. Alright. Let's set up this factory here, get it going, and then let's worry about our power situation. So, we're going to need splitters. Hey, we're building close to the mole, that'll be easy. Now, this type of splitters I'm going to be using are these guys. So I'm going to do 1. Thanks. 2. 3. Alright, this should... I've been thinking about this. I think we can do it fairly neatly by doing it like that, right? And then I get the next lot of splitters. Because my output should be going, yeah, this direction. Which means I can do the next lot of splitters pretty much, you know, all in a line here. And then run the continuation kind of to the top of it. It wouldn't work if our output was going towards us, but it will because our output is going the opposite direction. Made this too much of a gap here as well. Alright, that's okay. So up, up, and away! Cool. Then we want to connect these up with each other as well. Got to go up a level. Excellent. That will work out well. Yes, it will. Okay, so I think the thing that it needs most of is those carbon nanotubing, if I'm remembering correctly. Yep. So that's what we're going to put in this line, so it's a little bit closer to the inputs. And then we should just tell it to go up one. Yep. And back down. You can be this here, and then up one. And then the final one, silicon here, and then up one. Beautiful. It's all running through. Let's power it up. This is where things change because of the tropic. And we're missing stuff. Just not outputting fast enough at the moment. Now I'm unsure if it's just because we don't have enough inputs or if it's some other reason. Like if this is going to catch up. Because it will store up a bit. Yeah, it might not be enough. So we've got 48 of these things. Right? 48 needing, where is it? 48 needing 4 every 6 seconds. So 40 times 4 is 120. 8 times 4 is 20. I think. Hang on. No, 32. So that's 152 that we need. Divide that by 6, that's at least 20. No, 30 a second should be fine. Let's just double check that with proper calculator math. So, sorry about that, just clearing my throat. Yeah, 48 times 4, no, it's not at 100, it's 192. Who taught me math? Because 40 times 4 is 160. Yep. Alright, then divide that by 6 is 32. So we would be just short of being supplying all these with its necessary carbon nanotube. It all proliferated, not the... This is where I should proliferate before I put it into a transport situation, so I don't have to do it at the other end. But that's a spray paint line right there, so we're just going to take advantage of its location. I'm going to run this in through. Why have we got a line there? I'm not sure why we have that. I don't remember or don't recall wanting to go to Ariope, wherever that is. Let's change the line to point to Earth instead. Alright, so we have the frame factory supplied, up and running. It's a little bit light on the nanotubing to supply everything. So if we're going to make another one of these, we're going to have another output line for the nanotubing to work. We can't just stream it through on these. Now we have got technology that we can start queuing up again. It's already queued. That needs white science. That needs white science. That needs white science. We will. Already got communication control. That needs white science. Apparently I've already queued that. Alright, so we've queued most things up here. Vein utilization, very important one. Probably deserves to be done before any of these other ones. Let's make things faster. And I think at some point we want to work on our stress system so that we can start designing our Dyson sphere before we start launching things. Alright. So we'll keep that as our frame factory for now, and with a note that we might expand it to the north, right? How can we do that? Just make sure that I have a... Yeah, so we'll put you in the middle here. And just fill you with a frame. So that I remember what I'm meant to be doing here. Or what I plan to make there. Okay, so we've also got these guys here. I'm just going to get rid of that one. And this is where we're going to expand. We were out of soil pile as well, so we've got to remember that when we design this next thing. In fact, I might need to go collect some more before I do this. Yeah. We'll see. So the next thing I want to do is do some Dyson sphere components. So for that, we're going to need processors, which we're importing. We're going to need solar sails, which we've got off to our left there. And we're going to need the frame components, which we've got here. Now all these sphere components will go into our small carrier rockets, which will need also quantum chips and deuterium or deuteron fuel rods. So it takes 3 components coming in, right? So we're going to need some input coming up here. I might put my planetary supply station here. So let's say that we do the same pattern sort of thing, right? Hang on. How much does it need of each? 3 of each every 8 seconds. So what we can build is realistically limited by this at the moment. And then we're currently making 12, 24, 36, 48. 48 of them. So 48 divided by 6 is 8. 8 a second is what we're making. Now, if I had 8 of these to produce 1 a second, then I'd need 24 a second, I think. No, 24. Got that right, actually? Every 8 seconds it's going to need 3. So if I have 8 of them, that's producing 1 Dyson sphere component a second. And we'll need 24 of them every second to make one. Surely not. No, it's going to need 24 of them every 8 seconds. So it needs 3 a second. And what did we say before? So let's say 8 of them equals 3 per second for components. And then we had 48 of the frames times 6. No, divided by 6 is what we want to do. And we're producing 8 a second. So I can do at least 16, if not more. We can probably do... I reckon we can do 20 comfortably, right? So if we have... 20 of these guys, times 3, divided by 8, 7.5. Okay, it could even be 22. 22 times 3 divided by 8, 8.25. Alright, it's probably 21. 21 times 3 divided by 8, 22. 22 is what we're going to do, and it's going to run every so often. Alright, so 2 lots, not even that. 2 lots of 11, really. Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can do rows of 10 in our remaining space. If I'm lucky. Yeah, I am. Cool. I'm lucky! Yay! And then we'll probably run the output down this way. And then out, down, back towards our logistics center. Now, with our output here though, we're going to run it down. Before looping it back up. Which might seem like an odd choice. And possibly it is. But it's going to help my brain work with this. So we'll run our input lines like so. And you're going to be making sphere components. That. Oh. Oh, it's still got to select. Oh. Man. You run it down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. Now we're just going to grab our blueprint. And we're not going to make a fresh blueprint on the 8. Reset. Go from here, like so. I'm gonna use it now. We're not going to save this because we're probably not going to use it too often. Now I'm going to do the third here. I know I don't have enough. But it is going to set it up because I know that I was planning on maybe doing another chunk of frames here. Cool. Let's get our planetary transportation going. Now these guys only need to import 2 things, but they are going to be also doing some other stuff. Alright, now let's instead set up this first. Right, like so. Don't miss those pop-ups. Ah, that Oh no, I've just changed the line. Sorry, but we gotta go with the symmetry. Okay. I kill you and drop you in. I say kill, I mean get rid of, by the way. Not a sociopath. So our inputs that we wanted for these was frames, solar cells, and processors. So solar cells, where are you? Yep. Processors, and you're gonna output these guys. Does anything else need Dyson sphere components? What do you make? Just make rockets? Nothing else? None of our buildings? Particle colliders need the frame parts. Our rocket launching silos need the frame parts, as well as... okay. Nope, doesn't look like anything else we'll actually need. Wondering if we make our rocket factory up here. What do we need for rockets? Deuteron's only the thing that we really need. Do have a fuel rod factory here, but it is supplying things as well. But this could end up being a supplier of it. Are you really necessary? Apparently you are. Okay. I'm gonna do that. Cut you there. Further back, actually. Right, you're gonna be a splitter here. Go like this instead. Running out of belts. More production there. Let's grab some more belts. I seem to have got a whole heap of blue ones now. It's probably because I was just upgrading things. By blue I mean green. I think I needed sorters too. Tell your priority is to provide fuel to our power stations, right? Otherwise, you can start pumping out. Now that solar dissipation technology is really cool because it means we lose less power in transmission, and it should mean that my Dyson Sphere power receiving station thingies actually start producing more power. Yeah, we're gonna queue up a stress system. Might even go for 2 soon. You need white science. Go logistics, carrying capacity, and make carry more. You could be the fastest robot who ever lived. I think that's like one of the last things I'll do on this level of science. Because it's the factory that's a hero now, not me. We'll go carrying capacity. Then we'll go with speed. We might queue up another stress system or 2. Yeah. Alright, so we have a strange matter. No, deuterium issue. As long as these are getting fully supplied with hydrogen, looks like they are. So it could make you deuterium as well. Or direct deuterium. But I do need it to be producing a whole heap anyway. I think we'll want to upgrade this. And by upgrade as in start producing it elsewhere on the planet. I think I have a good candidate for it as well. And that candidate is... Where are you? These big chunks of hydrogen here. Although they are being drained now, and I suspect they're being drained by our red science, because what's happening here is that it's running in. And before it fractionates anymore, it's got to run these belts dry. Well, I could probably run it off slightly differently and start fractionating around this sort of area here. Alright, we are getting distracted, but these are necessary distractions for what we're trying to do ultimately, which is produce rockets launch into the outer space regions, how about we finish belting up this area, and then we'll give that our full attention. Even better, solar ray dissipation. Cool. So we're going to do this pattern again. But yeah, we're about to hit a bump in our production level, I suspect. Particularly around these guys. I don't actually have solar cells stored anywhere. These huge factories and we don't do anything with it. Okay, well, I can kind of set it here. And give you solar cells, you can supply them. Give you some drones. Because you're especially fantastic, I'll give you some power even. And just run you in like that. And run you back out again. While I'm here, I'll upgrade that line. Not even sure how fast these things make them, but every 4 seconds is 2, so it is every 2 seconds it's 1. Yeah, the belts will be sufficient on the output till it hits here easily. It's nice to see it all starting to run down and these all switching on. How we go on power? Ooh. It's kind of weird where it's on, off, on, off, on, off. Clearly something's turning on and off quite rapidly. So a temporary power fix will not be enough. But that's now starting to do these guys. We also want to make sure it's just it's only running when it's got full amounts. Otherwise it's a bit of a waste. Just do solar cells as our first point. Start powering this up as well. And watch our power spike. Our power needs will go through the roof. Oh really? It's down. Okay. Oh wait, no, hang on. That means, yeah, we're already... This is bad, so 100% is our target. So we definitely need more power. Okay. So, options here. We could use Deuteron fuel rods and make more mini power stations. However, I do know that we're going to be wanting to use those a bit, I think. And so if I can avoid it, I don't want to have to use those. Instead, I would love it if these guys were to, up the top here, were producing all the power I need, but they're not. So we're drawing half our potential power from the Dyson sphere at the moment. Let's just head to the other pole. It's a much bigger farm down here. Problem with our orbit though as well. Yeah, hang on, we did a test earlier. We thought we'd done something clever. But maybe the clever thing actually doesn't work. Oh no, there's a... Where's the sun? Question, where is the sun? Oh, it's over here. Right. Yeah, oh, hang on. Yeah, so these guys have line of sight on part of the swarm, and it's definitely not introducing power. So the line of sight is definitely needs to be very close to or directly on the sun. Bugger. So nice looking at our factory. Anyway, stop the sightseeing and think. Now we could import power. Could be another option. In fact, I'm thinking that could be a very attractive option. Because we do have polar spaces from elsewhere. Yeah. Yes, he says, yes. We can import power and take over the world. Let us do that. Import power, I mean, not take over the world. Taking over the world sounds like a lot of headaches. We're gonna need these guys, we're gonna need these guys. We need a chunk of batteries too. Oh, that's right, I prepared. I understood the assignment. Okay, so to do this sort of thing, we just need to create a little power loop. And for our power loop, we're going to need to have like a charge discharge station at both ends. So could we do it here? Let's go to our transportation. which is where it sits in these guys. We're going to want an interstellar logistics station. I'm not going to hook up anything, I just want to look at the space requirements right first. It's sitting on the ground, so we'll need at least one row. 2, 3, 4. Kind of really tight. Yeah, we're sure. I'm glad it gives you a warning now, actually. I can imagine there's been very frustrated players going, no! Here's another spot. It could be a better spot. So if we went you here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, 5 on that side, and then we could also do 5 on the other side. Set you to discharge. Now you 100% only stay within the solar system for now. You're going to be moving batteries around. It's going to be local storage for this sort of thing. You're going to supply these. We cut at 1,000. Maybe 2,000. Yeah, we'll go to 2,000. You're going to demand those remotely. Then we're going to give you ships to do it. And you need to be 100% vessel load, right? To do stuff. Your output here is going to be these. Okay, so it will get charged batteries, or accumulators that they're called, output to these, and they're all going to produce 45 megawatts each. So with, what have we got? We've got a 10? 10, yeah, so that's 450 megawatts. They're increasing on our power supply if I can get this continuously working. So as long as I've got charges to the same amount, which I'm not sure I do, I need more of those charges, need another 10. Oh, too far. Too far! Lost Ark. Alright, so we have enough charges now to go to another planet. I can start generating some charge. Yeah. Cool. Alright, now the planet that we're going to go to, if you haven't guessed it already, is electronics. Because it is nearby, therefore the interstellar transport things will need the minimum power to go back and forth. We are transporting power here, so the shortest distance means the least power lost. Just try and get into orbit if we can. Nope. Apparently not. No orbit for me. Where's your poles? Oh, you had solar panels up there. Okay. Well, let's go replace those solar panels for a start. Sorry guys, we want this one. Oh, we're spilling them all around the ground. Oops. Dyson sphere program. You in the middle. Use the plus button to increase our increments until it's happy with the increments that we're trying to do. And then we're going to use a minus to see. Basically, we want to maximize our array receivers here. And we'll keep running it down on that tropic line, or equatorial line, or whatever it is. That line, the thick one. I hope that that is generally maximizing our amount by doing that. Okay, so pick up the litter. We'll grab those solar panels. We can't grab any more. So I think we've got everything we're going to get here. Alright, so they're starting to draw power from the Dyson sphere. Of course not much because they're in shadow, so that's why we want to do both poles. Nearly there. Oh, no. Alright, yeah, here's the other one. Now, of course, we need some power here first. So fortunately, we've got these wireless guys. They are great for long-range power lines. That's all we can do. Hey, we're picking up some soil pile again. Great, we need that. Alright, so then we're going to plonk our remaining Dyson sphere components. Again, use that plus indicator there to maximize our spacing. And we're out. Hook that up. They're also now. Oh wow, this is even more elliptical orbit. 3 degrees. Really? Yeah, 3 degrees maybe, but you're on this kind of weird orbit around the gas station. It's strange to the plane. I'm wondering if your North Pole ever gets any kind of sunlight at all. At least I think that's north. Maybe this is north. Either way, what we'll do is set up our charging station around here. Now the reason why I'm picking here is just because there's all this raised land and I know I want soil pile at the moment. So there's no other reason apart from just it's convenient to be able to yoink some extra soil power. Soil supply. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh man. Of course you had to go like that. Gonna make my splitters non-perfect. Fine, we'll make it look messy. I hope you're happy with yourselves. Just think of the children. Poor children watching these streams going, why is he doing this? It's wrong, make it stop. Okay, yeah, so we need to set up some things around this as well. So, you have a 0 range, buddy. You're always going to be 100% full when you do things. You want accumulators and accumulators. You're not going to do anything locally with this. You're going to supply these and you're going to demand them up to 2,000 of them. We will give you some ships as well. Keep this going as much as possible. Here's your power supply. These guys need to be set on charge. Of course, they need to be hooked up. Then we'll have you going in like that. There we are. Okay, so the satisfaction at the moment of this place is 100%, so that's good. Yeah, we need an output here of them. And then we're just gonna start, we have 1,500. Boom. Yeah, look at them all on go. I'm actually thinking the min load of vessels here we might halve or something. Just because these can carry a lot now. Yeah, they can carry 800, so it'll be 400 each load. Now it's not charging at the highest speed it can achieve, partially because we do have stuff going on at this planet, because it should be every 6 seconds they should be able to output something. Got you. I'm also wondering if the local batteries will get preference before energy exchanges I don't know the answer to that question. I'd be interested to know if anyone does. Generation capacity is going down at the moment. Mainly what I'm concerned about is that just make sure that these aren't just, you know, discharging. Yeah, they're charging up, that's all good. Alright, so this is probably going to be a relatively slow process still. Do we want more? I mean, are these charging? Yeah, they're not really charging at their capacity to charge things though. It's doing it at about half. Pardon me. What other upgrades can we do? Can we do you? No. Do extra vertical construction. Yeah, we can make our logistic vessels carry even more. Range of utilization, I can't really do much to yet. It would make sense for us to be able to make antimatter when we want to be able to do it. So we'll queue these up. And the ability to make universe matrices would be useful. And then that's also, of course, your end game. Once you do it, then hurrah, you've officially won the game. It's actually nothing to do with producing Dyson spheres. Well, partially in that you need Dyson spheres to produce antimatter, but you can do it with a swarm easily enough. I say easily, you would probably need lots of swarms, but anyway. Yeah, we might as well queue it up. Queue you as well. What else? What else we got here? Will become the fastest robot alive. Why not? And then it's just all about those stress systems. We've got a couple of those coming up anyway. I kind of want more power. I mean, these are slowly increasing, which is nice. And it is going to cut out the Dyson Sphere status. Alright, so there's no point putting down more because it's just the Dyson Sphere is not going to be able to put out more at this point. So the only other thing I can think of here is the good old solar trick. And the solar trick is this. We have heaps of space on this planet. Why is it colliding? Should it collide? Oh wait, I know. Maybe it needs a plus. Really, you've got to do that. That's a bit annoying. I'm not sure that's really necessary, sir, but okay. Did I tell you to get closer together? No. sort of power ratio do I get some solar here? 102. Alright, yeah, so it's because I think it has no atmosphere, or little atmosphere, like a Mars-like planet. Then we get a bit more out of solar, but we get less out of wind. Alright, lack of item. Cool. So that'll help charge things. Yeah, okay, so it is charging to the max now. So at least certain times a day, this all should be producing pretty quickly. Yep. Cool. Stick around until we get our first rocket go off. Actually, it's not going to be long now, so let's head back to Earth. See the difference that it makes. Yep, follow that rocket. Ah. Oh, yeah. Got good energy hubs. Alright, so you can go down to 50% as well. It should be doing some pretty cool stuff to our energy needs here. Yeah, look at that discharge. It is making up the satisfaction. It is a fairly big gap between generation. Oh, hang on. Our consumption is not up, but it is consuming them before we... I kind of only want it to consume when it's not generating. So our generation is higher, right? Not terribly happy about the situation then, because I only really want these to be running as a last resort sort of thing. So generation to be first, and then... Oh well. Can't have everything, apparently. Alright, so we're going to make our rocket factory up here was the goal though. And now that we have a little bit of soil pile from fixing that power problem, that is what we're going to do. Use up that soil power. That's soil power. Plant power. Yeah, fertilizer. Pile to build a rocket factory up here. Okay, so we're going to need a few things for our rocket factory. The first is Dyson sphere components. The next one is going to be neutron rods and quantum chips. So I think what we're going to do is put a interstellar, what do I call it? Interstellar, yeah, logistics station. Plonk it up the top here. That's where everything's going to go eventually. And let's make a few assumptions here as well. Let's assume that we're going to build at least one more of these, right? So we'll do that now. Now, I don't know. I really don't know. I can't remember how much output, how much input we're going to have. So these are rows of 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, right? 40 lots of them. So we have 40 of them, and every 8 seconds they'll produce one, which means essentially we have for a second, I think. 40 of them producing, oh god, get the calculator out, let's be sure about this. So 40 divided by 8 equals 5. Have I got this right? Forty times 8. No, that's wrong. How do I work this out again? Oh man. 40 divided by 8 equals 5, yeah. So, I think we're producing 5 a second. Because if I had 80 divided by 8, then we'd be producing 10 a second. Yeah, right, cool. 5 a second is what we're making at the moment. So with 5 a second of these, which I think is going to be our limiting factor, not our quantum chips interestingly enough. Every 6 seconds, it's going to need 2. So 2 times 6, right? No. So if I had 6 of these, then it's going to need 12 times 2, yeah. I would need 2 a second for 6 of them. So I think I can do 18 factories. Let's do 3 rungs of 6 and design it so that these can be runs of 6 factories. In case, for when I inevitably want to make these faster or make more of them. Alright? So, that's the other thing. I haven't proliferated anything. Man! I think our chips are already, yeah, they're already proliferated. These guys aren't. Alright, so we're gonna need them. Nobody yelling in Twitch at me saying, hey dude, you are a horrible non-proliferated person. You should be ashamed of yourself. Because that's what I need. Some proliferation shaming. Okay, so we'll split you off around here. So that proliferates our lines nicely. Should mean extra output. And what I was saying was groups of 6, right? And I think I could get 3 groups of 6 to start us off with. So we'll build from the right to the left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we're not. We're going to go in rows of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Now it needs 3 inputs for these. Yep. Tell you to split at this point. Somewhere around here, maybe. Alright, and then we'll have input lines also coming in from here. And then we're going to need an output line, and we might actually run it up back towards this, because this is not going to be our launching site. Okay. What I might do is just grab my blueprint thingy, grab these. Again, we're not going to be using this too often. 1. Why would it collide? Oh, wait. Yeah, that won't work because of the... We're getting closer to the poles, which makes building a little bit more complicated. Alright. So, we're going to want input, output, or input, sorry. Then that. Then our output line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12. Man, you look so neat here too. We have the same problem up here, but at least I can expand out to the left. That's okay. That's okay, we'll just move you. Alright, so you're going to be an input, no matter what. You, sir, are going to be wanting... No, not strange matter. You're going to want fuel. You're going to want quantum chips. And you're going to be sending rockets around the place. The final thing is that I'm also going to supply you with a little bit of frame material. Storage. You can be supplying. You can be supplying. Manned. Should have an incoming amount of quantum chips, so I'm not sure why you don't. Go check that out at our quantum factory. Hey dude, what's up? You don't have these. There you go. 100% load, please. Gonna move stuff. Move it right. And move you if you get to that. Alright. We got on time, we're alright. You gonna go up like this, yep. We'll run you along to the end. You're gonna have an input like that, you're gonna have an input like that. Okay. Tell you to input like that. I think oh, proliferation. Actually, what will proliferation really do to this? Because it's our endpoint, right? We're not going to be sending this anything up apart from into our Dyson sphere, so there's no point. Maybe there is. Maybe there's a secret that you get extra Dyson sphere inputs if I do that, but I may regret this setup here as well. I may. There we are. You. And you. We'll tell you to do the same pattern. You proliferated your inputs. You are! Excellent! Finally. Finally some vision around this place. That's not how you're meant to be. Why aren't you... Ah. Oh. Hey. Achievement. Do fuel rods first. Oh, hang on. That's quantum chips. Do fuel rods. Hang on. Something's gone wrong here. Much better. Just had a thought then. I'm wondering, if you have proliferated fuel rods in your inventory, do they like burn faster or give you any benefits there compared to non-proliferated ones? Right, so these guys will presumably, because they're powered up so to speak, be a lot better than the other ones. Okay, but we have rocket production, people. We are making rockets. That is great. Is actually a milestone, and we just kind of blinked and missed it. No celebration, just like, yep, yeah, we done that. Okay. Good enough for government work, people. Now, I get this feeling like we're not going to keep up with our fuel rod production. I think that is going to be our bottleneck at the moment. And no surprises. Because I am telling it to give priority first to... Yeah, let's make it 100% load before you go anywhere. Yeah, definitely. Alright, fuel rods. Lots and lots of fuel rods is a big thing that we need to do. In the meantime, our discharging things are doing a great job. That power loop seems to be... Pardon me. Seems to be saving our bacon. Okay, so there's a few things now that we have our carrier rockets going on, and we're just slowly producing those in the background. We obviously need to upgrade our fuel rod production. That is being proliferated, right? Yeah, it is. Cool. But we will need something to send it into space. So we're going to need these guys. Now for them, we're going to need frames and quantum chips, graviton lenses, as well as some of the acid titanium. So that tells me we want another mole project going on. Seeing if any of these have empty slot. Oh yeah, you've got an empty slot. So what were the things that we're probably going to be missing? Frame and graviton. Yeah. So you could do it. You could be my frame and graviton lens partner in crime. All right, let's just reduce you down to the bare bloody minimum. Maybe 200. 200 sounds good. You're not going to do anything in relation to remote, you're just going to demand a few of them. And nowhere's got this stored up, so that's fine. You can do different shapes on top of it. It's kind of interesting. I actually just thought it was going to duplicate. Ooh. Now, if you're wondering what I'm going to do here, is basically we have this thing won't keep up with a single line of carbon nanotubing, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to have this do a second line of carbon nanotubing. Already proliferated on output, so we don't need to worry about that nonsense. And then we're just going to run it across the top here. Until it gets to here. And then this should actually enable us to do another chunk of these factories here. Right, so let's see. See, before I didn't actually blueprint it properly, thinking that I wasn't going to make it all that often, and look at me now. Who's laughing now, huh? It's going to collide with that wind turbine. Clear those out. That is still connected up by these, yep, good. Maybe there? Nah. Maybe there? Nah. I have to do a whole new design. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Get rid of you. Give you a gap. 2, 3. Then that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Oh, really? Was about to expand that out a little bit more. How many have we got here? We're just basically doubling it, I think. So one more row of it and we'll be done. We'll see if we can just blueprint this one up. We'll still have to connect it all up, of course, but potentially we can just do this. Yes! All right. Go up here. Go up here. Now there will be a point where I might want to do this. Actually. when it will. Put you down. Cut you off there. I'm gonna do a sneaky sneak. So that goes in, and then I'm gonna run it back down, of course. This might seem confusing, but bear with me. Alright, so that gives us extra frame supply into this factory, which I know is overstacked at the moment. We won't be able to produce them fast enough. The only reason why we're not having problems is because we're not producing fuel rods fast enough. But it also allows me to just run it from the top out, back out the other way, back down again. So we do have frames coming into here, which will be necessary for our rocket launching factories. Okay, so now we want to hook up our inputs, as well as our output. And then start running these down the line. Thank you. Ooh, we can make antimatter fuel rods soon. Excellent. Now it will be a matter of our inputs all hooking up properly. Alright, so we're going to make them go sideways out to as far as here and then run them back in. I know I'll be wasting a little bit of space, but that's fine with me. Again, my sanity is more important than the symmetry here. So go 1, 2, 3 like that. Then the next point is going to be about here, 2, 3. Next point should be about here. And then the final point should be about here. Technically I don't need the splitters there. Oh yeah, I do actually. I need it to run across easily. Well, I could still run it across, but easily. Easily is what I said, right? Now, we're gonna just get it down to level 1, right? Then allow for... Alright, can you... No, you can't come in like that. So I actually need you to go slightly differently here. Yeah. Looks like that. Then you can go to here, here, then in. Across and then in. You can go here, 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 then in. Alright, we might as well hook up the top parts just while we're sitting on this layer editing level. Excellent. Now we go down a level and tell it to up here, up here, up here. And 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. I wonder how my acid titanium supply is going. We're starting to use that for a fair few recipes, and I don't recall upgrading it, the supply of it, anytime recently. So, yeah, that could be a thing that we need to do. Oh, we're nearly at antimatter research or antimatter power. The ultimate power source, artificial stars. Okay, so these guys are all running fine. Yeah, let's go over here. Okay, good. I'm only saying 1,000 here, which is excellent. So I don't need more than that, really. Yeah, fuel rods is what we're missing. It's what's missing in this crazy town. Yeah, so we've got plenty of... Ooh, do we have plenty of steel production? Not really, I don't think. A little bit slow. Where'd that steel go? I think we might need to upgrade our steel production soon. Yeah, and we're definitely using chunks of acid titanium. I mean, and we're keeping up with supplier according to this tower at the moment, but I can see with our steel production starting to go down a little hill a little bit. Actually, we can upgrade you. Bless me, for I have sneezed. Alright, yep, that's fixed it. Temporarily. Iron reserves here are getting down to 100,000, so 100,000 is maybe... Yeah, so it's 30,000 steel remaining in it. Okay. How are we doing on power? Yep. Still discharging, but as long as we're seeing a constant discharge, it doesn't really matter. It means our import program's going well. Okay, but we should now see... Yeah, we have that in there, which means we can build our factory. What were the other parts that we needed? We need acid titanium, graviton lens, and quantum chips. Do I have quantum chips as an input anywhere here? We don't. I don't think we do. Haven't needed quantum chips anywhere here. It's a very long way to run it. Oh man. Maybe just a little local supply station. Can we just kind of squeeze one in somewhere? Put it there. Yep, quantum chips. No more than like 100 at any one time. Demand it. Oh well. Okay, so let's plonk this factory. We need acid titanium. And the other things that I'm doing is going to come from other lines, alright? So we'll plonk the factory, say, about here. We'll put our box for it here. You are going to make our rocket stations, please. Oh, what's the other thing? Yeah, that'll need... Oh, that needs clever parts. Needs these things. I'll come later. Anyway, I don't know how much these stack up, so we're just going to limit it to 2 for now. That will change, because eventually we're just going to be traveling to star systems and plonking them down and building a Dyson sphere. It'll be that simple, I'm sure. Not. Let's get this up to level 3 so you can pass over this. They should be able to get back down to level 1 on that same basis. Yep, cool. Alright, there's our quantum chips inputs. We're going to want a couple more things coming up from here, so the next thing will be frame components. Go up and then down, please. And then the other thing that we'll want is graviton lenses. Up. Then down. Non-proliferate. Oh. Do we have a line? Actually, you know what? This is just a building. I don't care. I really don't. I mean, I could get the occasional extra one of those, but nah. Bugger it. Don't mind. Too much effort to go find a line, snake it in there. Cool. Alright, we got our rocket launcher factory. The other thing that we could upgrade actually is our assembling machines to produce Mark III ones. So that's quantum chips and okay, so these do have another purpose, particle broadband. So our factory where it's full up is over here. So we kind of need to find a space to do it, and also to bring in all the components that we need. Thinking that it could be over here. A lot of this belting will disappear as soon as this is mined out, and that is not far away at all. Then we might be able to fit in one of these. Yeah, collide with another object now, but not forever. And that could import particle broadband and the quantum chips we need. Yeah, that'll work nicely, I think. To make the even faster production buildings. Now, these things are a little bit, I mean, they're cool because it's faster, right? Faster is generally better. But it does mean that your ratios start getting stuffed up because it works at 1.5 speed, which of course, when you're calculating out how much it will consume when it's consuming recipes, etc., then you obviously need less of those assembling machines. So I'm actually of 2 minds of making it just from the perspective of math, basically. It would be making that harder, not easier. What are these? Steel. Yeah, it's still not fast enough. It's still not fast enough. No! The pun. It wasn't intentional, please. Ah, yeah, and our research speed upgrades definitely meant that these are not keeping up anymore. maybe they are. Just. There's our hydrogen supply. Still very, very good. Ultimately, I'm going to want to fractionate it into deuterium, and then use deuteron rods from it, I think. Okay, let's queue up some science, and then let's work on the layout of our Dyson sphere. Ooh, this is a new thing. Logistic station cargo stack count. Oh, you can stack when you're coming out of logistic stations. That makes that kind of stacking building somewhat superfluous, doesn't it? Well, granted it could be very useful up until that point, but because one of the buildings we haven't made is this piler. Where you can integrate 2 consecutive cargoes into one, which means your belt has a lot more through point just by, you know, lumping them on top of each other. It saves you a lot of belts, basically, which I've been merrily ignoring despite multiple people's commenting in chat saying, hey, you should use these. Like, no. Why not? No reason. Just being stubborn. Alright, yeah, but hey, I was gonna queue up some science, but I need white science for that. So I can't queue any of it up, really. So that's fine. Yeah, not you. Technology. So really, the only thing I can see is let's get the ability to get white science. We might as well, and then Dyson stress levels. So we'll queue it all up. Okay. I want to design my Dyson sphere, but I'm also inclined to just try and fix that deuterium problem that we got. So yeah, let's fix the deuterium fuel rods. What do I need? I'm pretty sure it's only deuterium and titanium, right? Oh, blue motors. Alright. That's okay. I think I can work with that. So where we're going to do it, we're going to set up a whole heap of fractionators here. So let's go yoink some fractionators from our... Actually, do I have any in inventory? Production? No. Fractionators? No, they're particle accelerators. Fractionators. $60 of them. Use this area here. I didn't realize how expensive steel was as well. I thought it was like a 2 to 1 to produce steel, not 3 to 1. So I've learnt something today. I think I'm going to fill this in entirely. Not enough soil power. Damn it. Alright, we'll probably gain some soil power from here, so we'll do that in a second. Production, we want fractionators, and we're going to run in our input line. Hang on. I think I want to upgrade you like that, upgrade you, upgrade you. Thanks. reason for the slightly slower belts here is because I want it to actually want it to run out despite the priority being on the left. So that when it is circular, it should be outputting more rather than just running in circles, which is a bit of a problem, is that it wasn't running properly because I wasn't telling it to spit out more. It's a very bad way to explain it, but it explains it in my head, so yeah. Alright, did I upgrade the connection between those two? Yeah, I did. I'm going to run a line out here. Actually, let's just start doing it rather than talking about it. Run this out here, right? We'll talk about it and do it. And run it across. That's running up as well, so we'll actually need to get to the 3rd level. You to there. Down to 2nd level. And then we'll work out how we're gonna set this up. So, in our fractionators, our output can be at the top here. I'm going to run with a similar pattern to what I was doing before. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rows of 10 sounds pretty good. So it'll be a circuit of 20. Just going to give it a little bit of space because last time I was really struggling with the power poles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Let me through, tree. No, you're going to destroy our forest. Yes, and you can't stop me because you're a tree. Ha! Oh, hang on. Is this giving you the same amounts? No, it's... Can I tell you to be closer together, please? Oh. Damn it. This is not what I wanted. We'll risk it a little bit closer. Damn it. This is a little bit frustrating, people. Yeah, so I think the border here, so at least make it symmetrical. Then, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank God we didn't have the issue with the water there. Alright. So that's 2 circuits of 20. How many fractionators I've got on me? Those are refineries. Let's look here. Do a 3rd lot. It'll be a much bigger fractionation station. Alright. Now what we want is kind of a splitter. I say kind of a splitter. We want a splitter here. Like so. Okay, take it down a notch. I'm gonna go this, this, this. And the first thing you're gonna do is supply like that. Across, then across, then across, and so on and so forth. Down the line. You get to the end here, and then you're just gonna run back up. output and run down this way. And we'll put a logistics station. We're going to make you a big one. Partially because you could store more that way. But also because if I ever need you to go interstellar, you can do it. And run you in like that. Extra high buildings. Alright, we might as well just power this on if we can. And you... Yep, that's it. Don't go. Stellar max load on drones when you're supplying, and there's some drones for you. Alright, so basically just got to hook up the rest now. So on this one, we're going to go keep it up a level and then run it down. Fill here, and that's where it's going to put its input here. Then we'll have this like this, and then input there. Now the reason why you don't do it in a corner is because otherwise it doesn't prioritize other stuff trying to go around in a circle. And you can get stuck and jam up your fractionation machines doing that. Are they even called fractionators? They're getting this right. Yeah, fractionated. Just for a second there, it's like, oh, hang on, am I confusing this with another recipe? Right, and then you can be like that. Cool, got all our inputs done. Now we're going to work on our outputs lines. I'll just run down like that. And we'll need some here. Like that. That should just mean I just need power now. Hey. Alright. And we've got much more deuterium being produced now as a result. Which means this can start supplying factories with deuterium. I mean, I've set it to supply, but I could just make my deuterium factory here, right? I don't really see something that's going to prevent it for. Yeah, why not? We're going to need some parts. So let's go get some parts and let's build it there. Do it. Bam. Alright, so some of the things that I noticed that I was running out. Let's grab some belts first. Oh, wrong belts. Wrong belts. Alright. These belts. We also have this super amount of windmills. Let's get rid of them. Don't need windmills. Probably need a few of the more of these. I need some more of that. Grab some more of these. Did I get power poles? That was the main thing that I was noticing I was running out of, but I don't think I have. Power poles. Power poles? Tesla towers? There. There they are. Just grab 4 lots of them. Won't run out for ages. Alright, so if we are going to make this our deuteron fuel rod production, then I don't feel like we should be... Let's make it storage for the moment. Might even set it to local demand. Set it to local demand after it's filled up. Then we're going to want blue motors and titanium. So titanium, blue motors, and then it is definitely going to supply fuel rods. So we'll set it to fuel rods there. Alright, local supply, you're not going to send it off planet. Alright, storage, remote storage. 1,000 and 1,000. Local demand, local demand. Cool. And we might as well build it as soon as it comes out the gate here, if we can. So we'll use up our precious little remaining soil pile. Just try to be strategic with this. Start our factories. Okay, so what do we need? Every 12 seconds it's going to produce 2. So let's do a few rounds of 12, shall we? Gonna need massive amounts of deuterium. so I'm not even... got a line of 12 that would presumably need input line of 40. No, won't. It's going to need 20 a second if we have a line of 12. Yep, alright, so let's do lines of 12 per deuterium output. I think what we will do, therefore, just change this slightly. So our output actually goes somewhat like this. Or input, sorry. That, like that, and also we're the fastest robot alive, yay! Okay, I'll fix the inputs in a second. And then we're going to start our assembly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to say our inputs are coming in from the bottom. 1, 2, 3. And then our output will come out from the top here. Right. 1, 2, 3. And then output. Set you to be fuel rods. We're nearly there, folks. We're nearly at consistent production of our rockets. We are so close, and we're going to crack on just to get that done. Use that now, and we're going to make another rung of it. I want to put another rung here, but I need to fill it in first. I think 3 rungs is going to be... I mean, it's a lot of fuel rods, right? So let's do it. Grab you, use it now, and then do a 3rd rung. Alright, so first, Deuteron output. You're gonna go like that. You go like that. And the other one can come out from the top. Okay. And our other parts, we'll use some splitters. Oh, we're out of splitters. Damn it. Okay. Needs to feed 3, so we only need 1 splitter to do this. And we're going to do it like that. And we're going to have another one doing the same sort of thing. It's a little bit further up, I think. That's going to be a blue motors doing that, right? Here, blue motors. Oh god, have I? Yeah, I did. Good. Thought for a second that I'd told it to request 10,000 and yeah. Whoa, supply needs. Kapow. Now the other thing we need to do is just think through our outputs here as well, because we need to get this stuff out of here. this, right? This, then down. That means I can go. Yep, we can. Good. So I'll tell you to go up. You can do that. Alright, output sorted. You just do that, and that'll be easy. You can just do that, and that'll be easy. Bit of squiggly pastery spaghetti, but it worked. And then I'm thinking, if you're just at base level, right? Actually do this really simple thing. Up like that. This thing at height here. Actually go up to level 3. Kind of curve back around. Down to level 2 at this point, and then get down to level 1 at that point. And then I just need the titanium here. And we're good. This definitely wasn't acid titanium. Oh, it's acid titanium! Damn it! No! Clear and reset. You request acid titanium. Local demand, local remote storage. Get rid of you. Now, what I'm thinking is these are relatively fast lines, so we should be able to just run it. Out like so. And then fix it up with the right belts, with the right materials rather. Much better. Now, you might be wondering why I'm not proliferating this. It's because I don't have a handy spray painting line, and I actually want to use these cold ones down there to produce more proliferation. So that's a good incentive for me to do it, to not just try and spaghetti my way out of it off the existing ones, but rather set up new ones so that when everything's running, I'm not running out of spray paint. But for now, let's just put in some power. Power it all up and just see how it goes. Alright. Yep, it's certainly sucking it out. We might even go tell you to remote demand. Yeah. You can go pick some up from the local gas giant. When it can. Oh look, our fractionators are working now as well. Because we're now successfully pulling enough hydrogen out. It's making them run. could stop this, but I'm not sure I want to. Plenty of hydrogen in our fractionators, so that's alright. Alright, we have a lot more fuel rods being produced. So let's go have a look at our rocket factory. Yeah, let's go. Oh, those landings. What's going on? Oh, we're missing something. We're missing frames. Why are we missing frames? Because we're missing carbon nanotubing. Why are we missing carbon nanotubing? Apparently you have none. Yeah. You're not even running all the time. Oh, you're not even running. Period. Because you have no graphene. Why have we got... See how this goes? It's just like one thing after the other. Just daisy chains and daisy chains. Graphene. Got something coming? No. No, you don't. I suspect that our graphene producing planet, is shit out of luck. So the game of whack-a-mole begins. Oh man, I really want to be able to cut here, but I don't think I can with that graphene producing planet just not pulling its weight. We're gonna go there. We're just gonna unclog the works. I'm gonna do it in a very crude sort of fashion. Have I got... No, I don't. Where? Over here. Ah, yeah, titanium. Is there any way I can dump that here? I don't really want to get rid of that. That's a fair bit of it. Do you make warpers? No. You make warpers. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna go back to this planet that is meant to be producing us, supplying us with a lot of graphene, but for some reason is not, so off to Murphak we go. We're meant to be showing, hey look, this amazing factory is doing all of our hopes and dreams, and it's not. Point. Do this. Now, while we're flying in, what's the alternate recipe for this? We need something spiniform, right? Spiniform stalagmite crystals. So I might just go see if we can find some rare resources and go direct to producing that instead at some point. Alright, where's fire ice? Fire ice is there. That was actually not a bad run. Cool. Alright. Here we go. Yep. That's why she broke people. Now, the crude way of thinking of doing this, by the way, is this. Look at all the litter. Look at it all. Emergency cleanup. It's basically a hydrogen clog. We're not consuming enough. You apparently don't have enough batteries to charge up. Where are all your batteries? Over on the other planet. Something went wrong there. But we knew it went wrong. So that'll be a thing. Something about our power cycle in this particular system wasn't working. Maybe America wants to invade, ran out of power or something. I don't know. But for whatever reason it wasn't getting the batteries back here. Charge them up and continue on the virtuous cycle. But this will now produce all the graphene that it should have been producing before, and look automatically already, sorry. Saying we want 2,000 please, we'll take all you got. I'm gonna head back home. We've been streaming for 2.5 hours, yeah. It is time for a break, people. Where is... Oh, yep, hang on. About here. Gotta go back here. Pew pew pew, pew pew pew, it's firing. Into orbit. Maybe not orbit. Let's get rid of that annoying arrow. At least point it downwards. And that means we should be producing carbon nanotubing probably again. Of course, it's immediately being sucked up by our research. Are we proliferating that twice? Yes, I think we are. That seems a little silly. Oh well. Alright, that's actually going to take a while to unjam and start, you know, making amazing amounts of frames. And therefore amazing amounts of these guys. In the meantime, we have made nearly 2,000 of them. So that's pretty good. And our factory over here should have done a bit of work here. Alright, so it's going to do stacks of up to 10 for us. Now when I'm launching it out, I'm probably going to want to launch out a little bit more than that. So let's do a full line of them instead. And I think, folks, this is where I'm going to leave you. I know, terrible. But ultimately, let's talk through the plan. First is we need to design our actual Dyson sphere. So I've got an idea around this. With these stress limits coming up, I want to design it all at once and then I want to start launching it out, as opposed to like launching out a piece and then doing another piece and so on and so forth. That's just how I want to work with it. So that will be a future stream where we're designing up that Dyson sphere, making it look pretty. What else? The other thing is that we do need to return to setting up interstellar factories. So we've only kind of got this mining outpost in Murphak at the moment, and that's great. But what we also want to do is get some of this spiniform stalagmite crystals going. And we also want to take advantage of these optical grading crystals as well. So I mean, Atlas is really the jackpot in terms of all the special resources here. That's amazing, having all this cool stuff in the one place. But I think the actual next one that we'll be going for, it will be for the spiniforms, just so we can get carbon nanotubing straight from a special resource instead, rather than having to produce it up through all this graphene. And then we might also want to build up Murphak so it can start exporting a little bit more than it currently is. You know, exporting a lot more iron, a lot more copper, a lot more magnets, titanium, coal, graphite in particular, petroleum. You know, there's a lot of cool stuff that can come out of that particular one. So Murphak will be a bit of a workhorse for us as well. And yeah, in future we obviously need to go down to Atlas and grab those optical grading crystals as the priority. So that's the kind of rough plan at the moment. It's very rough, it's very basic, I know, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, that will mean that also in a future episode we're going to need a launch site. I'm thinking about here. This little place here looks like a good place where we can just fill in some of the landscape. Oh, autosave, no. And make that a rocket launch site for our Dyson sphere after we've designed it. And after we've got the Dyson sphere starting to be in production, then we will start considering antimatter and all the attendant power that it produces. Because at the moment we are reliant on that second planet to produce power for this one. Really, we just want antimatter to be our main source, and also antimatter will mean that we can go onto white science at some point, which is our game-winning material. But yeah, that is it for me today. I will hopefully be on later in the week, usually around Australian local time. It's it's daylight savings time for me. It's usually about 8:30, maybe 8 some nights that I'm on, about for an hour. I usually do, you know, specific projects each time I stream, not a bigger one like it has been today. So if you do enjoy, feel free to tune in, so to speak. Just for reference, that is my local time down the bottom right here for you to be able to see. I hope, again, thank you so much for everyone for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, drop me a follow, like and subscribe on YouTube, and I will see you the next time around. Bye!